Alright, alright, alright. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's flight. We are back in Spain. As you can see, clear skies days. Very cool. And today we're gonna basically cross all the country. Spain is not an enormous country. I mean, it's big, not enormous. We are here at Lleida, Lima Echo Delta Alpha. And we're going to Salamanca. And as you can see, this is Portugal border. So yeah, we're gonna be pretty close to Portugal. Nice cross. Not a short flight for a TBM. I'm really curious to see it. And yeah, I will say let's go. We are flying the Black Square TBM 850. As you know, one of the best developer out there by far, especially if you're talking about general aviation. There we are. Really happy to fly this plane today. It's always pretty chill and comfort to fly something like this. Because you know that everything is gonna work fine. No bugs, nothing like that. I mean, you never know, but yeah, usually it's pretty efficient. Okay, 6 passenger, payload 626 kilos, fuel 552. 552 of fuel. Now we have 400. Okay, we have to add a bit of fuel. Okay, let's go with 612. Then useful weight 1190. I don't think that's the takeoff weight. 3243. Gross weight 3000. Okay, yeah. I still don't know what useful weight it is. Okay, it doesn't. Maybe it's the plane. Yeah, there is no payload. No, empty weight. Okay, this is the plane weight. As you can see, useful weight doesn't change if I change the passenger. I mean, we are fine like this. We're gonna do the flight in this configuration. Wheel chokes remove. As you know, Black Square, insanely quality. 100% on this, 100% on the battery. I want to fill this tank, which should be the... Oh, I don't know what that is. To be honest, I don't even know if I can. Oops. Okay, let's clear the filters. Clear engine. I don't know what that is, but the tank is not full. I don't know if it should be full. But yeah, I don't think I can do anything about that. You can recharge the oxygen on here, fill oxygen. But yeah, I don't see any option to deal with that. Okay. So let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We are online on VATSIM, of course. We don't have coverage. We are back on VATSIM also. Long time we don't fly since we test a lot beyond ATC. But now we're back. So, plane is full. We're gonna be back on this later. And let's go. Okay, I think the volume is pretty low. Now maybe my... Okay, let's see now. Okay, battery switch. Okay, yeah, let me see the position. Okay, we can do a self-maneuvering. Yeah, usually you push back. I mean, in this case, probably would be a self-maneuvering. I don't know. But yeah, usually in general aviation, before you move the plane and then you do the startup and everything. This is on main. We have a little more fuel. And we are a little bit lighter, so we can start up early. Oxygen. Interior line is fine. Fuel tank left or right. It's okay. Flaps is up. Good attention on the 850. You have this 850 in the position, which is related to horsepower. fuel and auxiliary boost pump. Sorry, fuel auxiliary boost pump on, and it's right here. And it does a sound. Propeller clear, ignition auto. Auto set. Start around 13% NG fueling. NG is right here. Alright, 10%. 15. Fueling. Low idle. There we go. So the checklist tells me to switch to high idle immediately. I will not do it because yeah, it's easier to taxi like this, so yeah. I feel auxiliary pump auto. Then okay, generator is already on. All this stuff here on. Strobe light, we should have done this before. FS master coming on, and the FS is here. Altimeter, I can't set the altimeter because the avionics is on. Okay, let's go. Autopilot and trim, radio master, which is also the avionics. Great. Standby, 2000 here. Then flight plan, menu, import from SimBrief. Great. Yeah, I want that. Okay, so what do we got today? Now I'll run it. Ooh, what a departure. Wow. It's a very weird departure, to be honest. But apparently we don't have any alternative. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Of course. Very strange departure, to be honest. We're gonna take a shortcut after takeoff. And then we're direct to Banev. So yeah, extremely complex to do this. This is not enough. So you can do this stuff with VOR. As you can see. Currently one climb on our runway heading to 1700 to right, heading 142. Then intercept radial 090 of the Lima Lima Echo VOR to 7 miles from it, and then turn left radial 0. Sorry, along a DME arc of 9 miles when cross radial 002. Wow, this is a cool departure. If you want to practice VOR departure, this is a very cool one. Oslo 1 Charlie. Sorry, Oslo 1 Delta. Lima Echo Delta Alpha. Because you have double VOR. I mean, you have to use dual VOR, because one you need for the DME and the other one you need to intercept this radial here. Very cool. But okay. Today we have a nice GPS track. I guess so. Let's see what it does in a complex departure like this. Okay. More or less. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna use runway, I think, probably. Initial climb. Do we have any initial climb? No. Yeah, I'm gonna set, I don't know, 5,000 feet at least. QNH. Not this, please. QNH is 1018. 1018 set. 1018 set. Great. Alright. Avionics switch is on. Bleed switch. Wow, 28 degree on the cabin. That's because we have external temperature somewhere, which I can't see here, but usually in black square products you have external temperature, but never mind. Let's check it here, not here, maybe would be great. 22 degrees. Wow, it's simulating the heating from the sun. This is how good is this plane done? Not something that's common. Yeah, some does it, but yeah, not with this accuracy. So 28 degrees on the cabin is definitely hot. So blade air, sorry. Definitely auto. And air conditioning. We have to set the air conditioning. As you can see here, we have a nice panel. Battery capacity. Okay, starter off, by the way. Ah, okay. Well, I don't know why we had the starter on. I should do it manually? Ah, yeah. My bad. I forgot this as well. I didn't finish the checklist, so bad. Okay. Now it's fine. So, we have a nice air conditioning system. Which is here. So, we have 28 degrees. We have no target for now. So, we want to do... I mean, we should have a target, actually. Air conditioning on. So, now we should have a target of 22 degrees. Super cold. Let's do 24 degrees target temperature. And auto on the fan. We should be cooling now. Yeah. Okay. It's cooling down. Apparently. Little slow. I don't see any reaction on that. We can do bleed high, of course. Let's see what happened. Nah, yeah, I was cooling down. Okay, no, let's keep it auto. Let's keep it auto. Okay. This out of the way. So we're gonna keep the air conditioning on for the moment. Probably also during takeoff. I mean, we have very long runway for this plane. Inertial separator not required. Fuel switch auto. Fuel selector. I remind you, as always, if you have any question, feel free to ask. Trim is set. Trim is set for takeoff, yeah. Rudder trim, I'm not gonna set it, you know. I'm gonna use my rudder, I don't really have a key for do it. But okay, 1228. Oops. Altitude reporting. We are fine with VATSI, flight plan filed. Okay, good to go. Good to go where? So. Okay. We have to take off running 3-1. Yeah, we're gonna backtrack a little bit. We don't have any arrival here, we are completely fine. A little bit. So. 5,000 feet. Vertical speed on the initial climb 1,000 probably. Let me read 1 second before takeoff because I need the V-speeds first of all. So. Okay, we're around 6,000 pounds, so rotation will be 80 knots. Torque 100% maximum. Then, after takeoff, reduce power with reduce RPM 1,900. I think I never did this on the TBM, which is so bad, of course. No, wait a sec. This is no, my bad. This is the no, okay. This is the before takeoff. Okay, 95. Least parking brake. Torque pitch 7.5. Gear up. Initial climb 100, 111. Flaps up 850 mode. Yeah, we will do that later probably. Yaw damper. And I want the climb. So climb power with 850 horsepower mode is 1-to-1. And initial climb speed 1-to-0 should be. Climb speed profile, max climb power with 130, max climb power with 160 knots, up to 20,000 feet then, okay, 160, great, let's go, taxi light. Parking brake released. I have VR on the CDI. Okay. Also, we need an heading. My runway is 3-1 for departure. Okay, yeah, indeed. That's correct. So, heading select. Yeah, because after takeoff, you dumper heading. And then right turn on 142. Okay. Cabin temperature in the meantime is back to 24 degrees. Okay. Don't taxi too hard. I don't remember. Okay, it's here. Yeah, indeed, taxiing with low idle is very complex. So let's go to high idle. Yeah, honestly, the before takeoff is not the best. So you know that this plane have better range. Better range is a section of your throttle basically in which the prop function as a basically as an air brake instead of so instead of pushing you, it's braking you. Okay, this is a very simple definition of it, but it does work to understand because you're basically stopping when you use better range. Some plane can use better range during flight, not the TBM for what I know. The Twin Otter should be able to do it. It's really helpful on ground to stop even after takeoff. It works kind as a reverse. You're not gonna go backward, but yeah, to stop it, better range is pretty powerful. Okay, hold short. Again, let's just check we don't have any arrival. We don't. So taxi lights are on. Flaps set for takeoff. Flaps can go up 110 knots, something like that. Yeah. We can line up. We can backtrack actually. Something I forgot is we have to deal with cruise altitude, which is gonna be flight level 270 today. But doing these two stuff at the same time is pretty complex. Let me do this before. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, we don't know to backtrack. We don't need, sorry, to backtrack that much. This plane, as you probably well know, is extremely powerful. Especially during takeoff, especially at 1000 feet of altitude. Okay, stall and pitot heater on. Yeah, this is more than sufficient. Alright, good to go. So takeoff. And we're gonna try to pitch the plane somehow. But okay, we already have this, so we just need to engage the climb in case. Can I have some lightning here because it's pretty dark? Oh, no, it's not pretty dark. Yeah, but we have the sun outside. Okay, let's go. Parking brake is off. Brake release. Okay, power set. Speed alive. Bit of window from right. .80 knots. Rotate very gently. Alright. No more runway. You're up. Reducing power a bit immediately. Then pitch up. Nav. Okay, we do a flight director. And engage vertical speed. And reduce power. We want to climb 160 knots initially. Autopilot. Let's see if it does turn. So after, okay, now wow, yeah, that's correct. As you saw, we just passed 1,700 feet, and adding 142, and look at this, it's doing it perfectly. This avionics is pretty good, of course. Okay, reducing power a bit for now. After takeoff, flaps is up, and it's down. Flaps up. Yaw damper on. 850 mod engage and confirmed. Taxi light off, and it's off. Landing light standby, and wait for the altimeter. Okay, we can of course increase the climb rate to 1,500 now, and also there is no need for us to do all the procedure. I'm gonna select an heading of 350 for now. No, sorry, my bad. Vertical speed. Adding power. Come on, we don't want to stall the plane. More power. Increasing. Okay, we're getting speed again. And okay, maximum power set. Then this is the external temperature, of course. Cabin is cooling down, as you can see there. Let's see how our system is doing. It's doing fine for the moment. We will have to monitor this, of course, because yeah, it's gonna be cold outside soon. We are getting some speed. Standard this. Continue climb 11,000 feet. This on standard as well. And here is pressurizing correctly. Okay, that's fine. So as always, if you have any question, feel free to ask. So now, I think it's time for us to go. Don't mind this, we're not under Barcelona approach. We can go direct Banev. Yeah, we can go direct Banev. I mean, it's the only waypoint we have. So flight plan. Banev, direct, activate, nav. Alright, great. Let me sync the heading. So now we're getting spin. When we reach 160 knots, we're gonna engage ES mode, which is kind of fly level change. So the plane's gonna stop using vertical speed and gonna switch to it's gonna give priority to speed, indicated airspeed actually. So it's gonna climb, maintaining that indicated speed on the maximum climb rate possible. Landing light can be off now. You know, in general aviation you switch landing light off earlier than liners usually. Let's give a look at how busy was that takeoff. Wow, look at this, by the way. That's pretty cool. This is Les Pyrenees mountain between Spain and France. I remind you, we are going to Salamanca toward Portugal today. And yeah, this is the path we're gonna do. We're gonna passing, let's say, close to Madrid area, close to Segovia. Probably already descending around here. It's gonna be a cool and interesting flight. Oh, we overshoot 160 knots. So let's engage this anyway. And let's reduce by using this. Down, down, and down. Okay, let's climb with the maximum climb rate. So, the TBM have some problem of cabin pressurization. Wait a sec, I'm not able to... Okay, increase my screen. Alright. It's too slow compared to... So, basically the vertical... I mean, as you can see here, there is a vertical speed indicator. So... the pressurization capability of the TBM is inferior to the proper vertical speed that the plane has in real, not in real life, that the climb vertical speed, I mean. So usually you have differential pressure problem, so it doesn't make any sense with the TBM to climb so fast, because you will have to reduce your climb rate at some point to don't explode the plane, basically. You know, if your internal pressure is too high and the external one is, I mean, compared to the external, I hope I didn't touch the, okay, it's just a DME, okay, but I'm maintaining 2 and 1. And continue climb, of course. 21,000 feet, we are cruising 270 today. We can also pick this. Let's adjust the power. We want the maximum climb rate. You know, in this plane, the climb phase is way slower than the cruise one. We have a ground speed of 188. This will dramatically increase during cruise, 100 knots usually. Yeah, it is that much. Cruise power setting, recommended normal cruise. Okay, so torque should be around 110 more or less. But wait a sec, let me read it here. So cruise proper RPM during cruise and descent may be lowered down to 1,600 as long as you do not exceed torque limit. Alright. So we're gonna do RPM to 1,600 and our torque will be around 110, something like that. Okay. Copy it. Let's climb to the final. Let's go. As you can see, our differential pressure is rising. We should be doing fine today, actually, which is kind of surprised me. Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, this is NG. Alright, that's correct. That's correct. This is off. Yeah, I don't think this is working. I'm not sure, but... yeah, I don't know if this... the weather radar is working in the TBM. This is still a 2020 version. 2020 plus. We don't have the 2024 version still of the plane. Cabin temperature should be fine. Can be that we need to switch bleed to high at some point to maintain a proper temperature. Now external temperature is -6 degrees. This looks fine. Everything looks fine to me. The ignition should stay auto. Yeah. Yeah, everything looks fine. Alright, let me just check in Salamanca. Ah, okay, we have ILS approach. Wow. Luxury. DME arc. Yeah, but we're gonna use radar vectoring probably. 15,000 feet. Alright, differential. Yeah, we're almost there because we have to pressurize the 8,000 feet. And we are currently 6,000. 2,000 to go. Yeah. Let's see if we're gonna make it before having cabin differential. Sorry, not cabin differential pressure, but just a differential pressure problem. So we're flying in a slight south component, as you can see here. Just 10 degrees basically. That is sufficient to make us going south, far from Pyrenees, and yeah, toward Portugal. Again, it's not a short flight at all. Especially the first phase is super slow. It's just 200 knots of ground speed now. But yeah, as I told you before, we are gonna gain a lot of ground speed when we level up. So above 20,000 feet, we should reduce our vertical speed. Should be like 2 knots every 10,000, sorry, every 1,000 of feet. Which is super hard to do, of course, with this down stuff here. But yeah, we're gonna try to respect that. Also, because probably what we will do is just engage vertical speed at that point. Because usually you have differential pressure problem. Not that is happening today. But let's wait for it. It's too early. We need to climb 10,000 feet still. Look at this place, by the way. Right, it's an empty. Okay, whatever. And again, I really love this kind of aviation. Probably one of my favorites. Yeah, TBM is an incredible machine. I did half of a world tour with a TBM. Not this one, unfortunately, because it was early period of 2020. I went from North Italy to Tasmania, south to Australia. Leg by leg. Took me like, I guess around... Okay, not a direct path, of course, but 100 hours, something like that. A lot of learning. This plane is just incredible. I mean, you can fly like 70% liner speed and taking off from a grass airport. Insane. Insane performance. Very beautiful too. Okay. Yeah, it's 8,000 feet to go still. As you can see, differential pressure is rising now. And we didn't... Okay, we are almost there actually, yeah. Yeah, we're almost down. Well, wait. It stopped pressurized actually. Yeah. 23 degrees on the cabin still. Minus 20 outside. You know that in this plane everything is simulated, like everything. You have even... Now we don't have, of course, because we are flying, but this is the intake. And you know... If there is ice or if you are in dirty terrain, you're gonna have debris showing here that are entering your engine. You have the inertial separator animation there. I mean, you know, Black Square is just no sense developer. Extremely high quality. Adding power. Okay, now we are over 20,000 feet. I'm gonna switch to vertical speed, engage this, and 1,000 feet per minute for the remaining of the climb. So the plane's gonna slow down if it's needed, or accelerate. We'll see. This is us going very slow for the moment. But yeah, as I told you, strong acceleration is expected, around 100 knots usually. What happened here? Oops, I misclicked. Okay. I misclicked. I mean, also we are online on Vatsin, even if... Yeah, we are going to a pretty exotic airport, so... We're not gonna have any control. Well, I didn't want to fly beyond ATC for the problem we mentioned in the past. I don't know if there was an update or something recently. But you know, we did a lot of flight last week with beyond ATC. The previous 2 weeks actually. Basically every flight we did. So we tested deeply. Now I will probably wait an update of something. Because yeah, maybe sometime in remote airport is cool to use. But not today. Today I want a chill flight, enjoying this incredible machine and this incredible simulation of this machine. Okay. As you can see, differential pressure rising a lot now, but yeah, we finished our pressurization. So yeah, should not be a problem. As always, I add a little bit of extra. As you can see, we're gonna climb 27,000 feet. But what I suggest you is set cabin altitude a little higher to avoid any problem, basically. Temperature is fine. I really like, I mean, this stuff is really basic, you know. But also in the TBM it's pretty simple. You set up air conditioning on target temperature and you set it on auto. The only thing you have to do in the TBM to deal with cabin temperature is just set it to high. Sometimes if it's very cold outside, can happen. But yeah, apart from that, you are completely fine. But in other planes, like the Duke, for example, yeah, there you have to be more precise. You have, I think, cabin intake or something like that. I don't remember now, but yeah, it's a little bit more complex than the TBM. And yeah, it's not really about aviation, you know. I mean, you have to set a cabin temperature, so whatever. That's the nice. I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes actually the simulation very realistic, because in real life you have to do it. You have to stay warm at minus 30 degrees, which we are now. Really a pleasure to fly every time, you know. Black Square are probably one of the best developer out there, by far. By far. Plenty of great planes. They are all great, honestly. Extremely good quality. So yeah. Flight model, engine simulation. With all the limitation of the simulator, especially on the turboprop, with one of, I mean, which is the type of engine with the most limitation. Still, I guess. But yeah, dealing with it perfectly. Wow, we have better range even. I guess the ground part is the most difficult to simulate in the current situation of the of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He's not a developer. I mean, he's not on Black Square, but yeah, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. This is what we have, and it's great. It really is. It's really, really great. So, we are about to level off, and on doing that we are gonna reduce our RPM to 100 and... I mean, I have that in my checklist, which I don't know how accurate it is. Maybe lower. Maybe we can lower to 1,800 or something like that. Because as you can see, our torque is already 110. We want to cruise actually with that torque, but it's gonna reduce even more. So probably we're gonna reduce RPM to increase torque, because it's a clear consequence of that, to match 110 on the torque. I don't think it's gonna drop that much, but yeah, let's see. Let's see. So as you can see now, 200 knots of acceleration. We are also losing speed. That's perfectly normal. Also because we are about to level off. Yeah, we're not losing any torque anymore. We can also cruise at this. I mean, I'm gonna reduce a little bit for sure. I'm gonna try to match. Okay, yeah. We are losing now a little bit, so I'm gonna try to match 110 on the torque. All the rest looks perfect. Watsim is pretty calm today. Some traffic out of Madrid, of course. And level off. Great. Reducing this a little bit. And yeah, we are already there basically. Little more, but okay, a little more, but yeah, we don't really need to lower RPM that much. Great. We're gonna keep it like this. We want a fast cruise. And now you will see we were 200 knots of ground speed. You will see in the next 2 minutes we're gonna gain so much ground speed. My predict is we're gonna cruise around probably 300 knots of ground speed, something like that. We are over Zaragoza. Wow, it's a very cool city. There we have it. And Zaragoza airport is right there. Unfortunately, it's a military one. I mean, it's both civil and military aviation. So I don't think you're gonna have any building there. There is a scenery. There was a scenery in 2020, very complex to install from flightsim.io. You have to modify some Navigraph files. Yeah, pretty annoying to do. But yeah. Probably is not visible on the satellite image, something like that. But yeah, there are some airports that are very important for me. I don't know if they have any legal problem, which flightsim.io user seems to not have. But yeah, this kind of airport, especially, I just think it's a satellite question. Sorry, satellite problem. Because, for example, in Italy, they are not hide, so you can see both military, civil and military airport and all the rest, let's say. Okay, let me just tell you what I mean. If you go to Bing, which is Bing Maps, you know, Flight Simulator is based on Bing, not in Google Maps, of course. Okay. You turn on satellite. So as you can see, Zaragoza airport should be right there. It is completely pixeled. Because it's half military. Same thing for Getafe. Which is here. And in the past we have this problem with Greece. So I don't know why, but airports in Greece were completely pixeled. Now I think they are not anymore. Yeah. That's incredible. This is not that... I mean, when I started 2020, all the airports in Greece were completely wrong because of this. Now, luckily, it's fine. But if you go to Italy, for example, I'm gonna show you a military airport. This is completely military, and as you can see, I mean, there is no satellite problem at all. So, you know, this is an automatic algorithm. So, of course, since here we do have an airport, it's gonna generate one. But not in Spain, and not in any of those countries in which you can't see them. It's kind of surprising, of course, because, you know, I mean, whatever. I mean, in Key West we do have a military base. There we go. Yeah, even in US they are completely visible. So yeah, I mean, look at this quality of 18 now. So yeah, but it is what it is. So knows that in MSFS, even in 2024, any airport that is not present on Bing image will not be in the simulator as well, unless it's a custom bundle. And for example, talking about Spain, both military and half-military airports are completely absent, and Zaragoza is one of those. In the meantime, we gain 70 knots of speed. We are cruising at 268 at the moment. Oh, yeah. And this is our present position. So from Bravo Bravo India. Wait a sec. Ah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna use radar vectoring, of course. Classical. To the ILS. Wow, I think I checked, because even this one is half military. Oh my god, let me check Bing one sec, because if we go there and there is no airport, it would be really... I mean, there is the runway at least. I think I checked that. Because I didn't check today, but I checked in the past. I checked in the simulator. Yeah, there is the airport. I don't know why. This is half military, but yeah, for some reason. Oh, look at that jet plane. For some reason, it's there. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did this. Wow, I was entering the military zone because I went here by car. Okay, no, they don't have like Google, like Street View, I guess. Oh my god. Okay, luckily we didn't. Go ahead. 271 now. Knots of ground speed. We're doing fine, bruv. On, I mean, maybe we have some wind. I don't know if we can check the wind direction on from the tablet. Ah, okay, this is just the fuel pump. Alright. So auxiliary fuel pump is... Okay, it's automatic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's... well... makes sense now. Air conf... Oh, wow, we lose temperature, I didn't realize it. So now let's set the bleed on high, and it's gonna fix it. Air is fine. Look at this. I think this is the oxygen of the passenger. Wow. So now with bleeding high, we'll add some power to the bleed system, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna. We'll be able to fix the temperature drop. Yeah, I think we have some headwind today. You can check, of course. From here, magic windy. Maybe not that high. Oh wow, yeah. Oh my god. Yesterday was completely pushing down the wind, and today we have 51 knots of headwind. Okay, not 51 because we're cruising 270, but yeah, we have a pretty strong headwind component for sure. Okay, it's gonna take some time for us to get there then, but it's fine. I mean, we are 40 minutes to go. Yeah, definitely some time. Again, if you have any question, feel free to ask as always. I remind you, we're flying the TBM 850 from Black Square. We're crossing Spain. We're going to Salamanca. We're gonna land close to Portugal border. Yeah, we are currently about to enter Madrid area. Okay, yeah. I don't know if it's already dead. Probably not. I mean, we're not gonna pass over it. Not even that close, honestly. Yeah, around. Let's say around. Wow, this plane is a CRJ is cruising lower than us. I mean, can I see traffic? Yeah. That's a curious cruise altitude for Air Nostrum 58 by 54 Echo Romeo 250 to Toulouse. CRJ is one of those planes I really miss. I know there is one, I know there is Aerosoft, I do have it. But yeah, they don't update now. They don't update it, I guess, since a year now, something like that. Yeah, I don't know why we're not seeing it on our GPS. We should be able to. I mean, I guess it's close enough. Wow, it's super close actually. We should be able to see the traffic indeed. It's climbing too. Yeah, look at him. Wow, that was a close one. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not seeing traffic here. I don't think it's a zoom problem. I don't know. But whatever. Yeah, because we don't even have the other one. But yeah, okay. That was interesting, by the way. Very interesting. No, wait a sec. All detail. I don't think it's related to that. No. Oops. Okay, let's put it back here. Yeah, again, CRJ is one of those planes I really miss. I would love to have a high fidelity CRJ. One of my favorite plane to fly. It's the right mix from. I mean, first of all, you can do regional flight, which I really like. Do that kind of up. And it doesn't have auto throttle, so yeah, that's super cool. You have to deal with the throttle by yourself. You don't really have a proper VNAV. I mean, you don't really have VNAV system. You have VNAV buff, something like that. But yeah, it's really. I mean, it's kind of like this plane. Operational wise, you have to, yeah, again, deal by yourself with the throttle. Some of them doesn't even have VNAV. I remember in Aerosoft, you could turn it on or off. I mean, I think Aerosoft is still working fine. You know that it's never been a great plane. Was very good in early period of 2020, but that was like 5 years ago now. And the updates on those planes were pretty rare, unfortunately. But yeah, we can try it some days. I also was super struggling to land it in 2024, way more than 2020. You know, the CRJ needs a completely different technique compared the normal jet you're used to, the 737 A320. Since it have the engine above the wing level, you have this strange attitude on approach. So if you are, of course, I mean, you don't have auto throttle, so you have to manual fly the plane. I mean, when you disengage autopilot, you have to deal manually with the throttle. So if you add power, usually the plane is gonna pitch up. On the CRJs is completely the opposite. So if you add power, the plane is gonna pitch down. If you release power, the plane is gonna pitch up. Super counterintuitive. Yeah, very different technique. On the flare, basically you don't have to flare, because yeah, reducing altitude, the plane is gonna pitch up quite a lot already. At least it was in 2020. In 2024, usually I hard land it. But yeah, But yeah, again, it's a super cool plane. For me, I know that many people hate the CRJ, but yeah, I really like it actually. Really reminds me executive aviation. It is kind of a big executive plane actually. I think I have still installed it. Yeah, we need to do a flight someday. Maybe here in Spain, maybe going back to Madrid, I have a CRJ. I think it is in Jerez. No, it's in Faro. There we go. Yeah, that was my CRJs. Early period of Volante. I have plenty of Lufthansa one because I've generated one for, I mean, a 700 and 900 for each airport. I don't do this anymore, of course, but yeah. My CRJ-10, CRJ-X or 1000, whatever, flew quite a lot, 14 flights, as you can see. And this one, this is an Atlanta. Yeah, to Turin as well. Yeah, they were doing these flights. Pamplona to, I think it was summer. When was this? I think early period, right? Yeah. Yeah, July. Yeah, incredible plane. Very cool. Very, very cool to fly. Again. Yeah, regional aviation is really missing on MSFS since the early period. I mean, if you think about it, nowadays we have kind of a big number of possibility of playing, both for medium range and long range. I mean, of course, you can do short tops with the 737 or with the A320, but they are not typical plane for that. If you think long haul, now we have a lot of plane. We have all the 777 basically. We have the A350, the A330, two versions of the A330 actually. We have the default A330. We have the 787, the default one, with some problem, as you know, but yeah, we have plenty. Plenty of other. Yeah, mainly I use the A350, A330, 7 and 777. Yeah. I guess A330 I did some long haul. Oh, even recently I went to Princess Juliana with the default A330. This flight here. Yeah. And then what we have? We just have that. This is a 777. This is a A350. This is a A330. This is a triple. This was a triple as well. And this was a A330. This is a triple. This is a A300. Yeah. We have also the A300 if you want. And you know, we have the A320, we have many versions fly-by-wire. We have the FS Lab, we have the Phoenix 737, we have the iFly, we have the PMDG. But if you think about regional aviation, which is mostly represented from CRJ, of course, Embraer, and A220. Yeah, we don't have any of those planes properly done for the sim. It would be very cool to have those. Yeah, we have the CRJ, as I told you, but yeah, it is what it is. We don't have any Embraer. I mean, we have some in develop. Yeah, I know. It's nothing officially released like a Phoenix or PMDG product or an INI builds. And we don't have A220. There was that project. I mean, I don't know what happened to that. You know, in the fly-by-wire, installer. Back in the past, you have the A220 option. Then they switched to payware. But yeah, I don't know what happened to that plane. A220 MSFS. No, okay, it's not this one. No, this looks pretty. Ah, okay. There is an update actually. There we go. The Synaptic A220 for MSFS is entering on the final testing after years of development. It's been a long. This was the plane that should have been free. The project was first announced when Apache Univis Miss it off 2025 Windows. It's become the most anticipated goes out. Release candidate. Okay. Wow. Okay, they're still doing it then. Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Finally, I would say. Yeah, that's very different from what we are used to. I mean, the A220 is one of the most... I'm not really gonna say most diffused plane nowadays, but it's, especially in Europe, it's full of it now. And an Embraer. Embraer 190 MSFS. It wasn't Flight Sim Studio, the good one, I guess. Don't remember. Because there was a kind of a serious developer. Was them? You can already purchase them? Yeah, the cost is not low at all. Flight Sim Studio, I don't remember. Ah, Microsoft 2020. What they did. Flight Sim Studio is the same of the 727, which is not a bad plane. Okay. Yeah, there are some, but they are not for 2024 apparently. I don't know, I don't remember, because back in the past when I was not streaming, there was this like I think it was an alpha test or a beta test, something like that. I think it was an alpha test actually, of E-series for 2020 back in time. That okay, they had a lot of problem, but was like a serious project. I don't remember if it was Flight Sim Studios, the developer. Yeah, I didn't follow it, but yeah, apparently that the Embraer are not in 2024 at the moment. But yeah, cool that bringing the A220 at least. As I was saying, it's plenty of A220 nowadays in Europe. I mean, if you just check. Okay, we are not in Europe here, but in Italy, for example, ITA does have A220. Air France use A220. Lufthansa, I don't think so. KLM, yeah. I don't know Lufthansa. I don't think so. Lufthansa have CRJ, of course. Nah, look at this Air Dolomite. Ops with the Embraer, pretty cool. No, I don't think they do have it. KLM does have A220. This is an Embraer. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, also E-Series really missing. Okay, this no, but yeah, this is an A220, but not from KLM. I think they have a few. But it would be easier to check A220 users. There we go. There we go. Air Baltic. Yeah, Air Baltic is one of the main in Europe. Air France 55. Croatian, well, Delta, well, a lot of ITA. Ah, KLM doesn't have. Ah, well. My bad. I thought they had A220. They have Embraer, of course. So ITA and Air France basically in Europe. Swiss? No, okay, also Swiss. Korean, any Qantas Link. Wow, that's cool. Doing Qantas Link ops with the A220. Yeah, you can do pretty interesting ops with Qantas Link. Yeah. That's cool. So we hope to have it as soon as possible. Alright, let's talk about arrival. One sec. We're not there, of course. Okay, we are north from Madrid now. The arrival will be... I don't know why I don't have the charts selected. Sorry, the chart pin. Let's do it manually. Yeah, this is gonna be the ILS. Again, we're gonna use radar vectoring. Frequency is 110.1. Final course 280. Decision altitude 200. So decision altitude is 2,787. Decision height 200 feet. And we're gonna set that because I don't think we can set decision altitude in the TBM. We'll try. Yeah. I don't see any constraint. I don't see any terrible terrain. It's pretty flat around there, so yeah. Not that it's gonna be a concern. But let's select the approach. ILS to 1. Vector to final load. Okay, yeah, it's to final. Fantastic. We have a top of descent there. Yeah, from Zanko we're gonna get direct to... Okay, we have to consider that on our descent path. Well, we can increase the descent rate in case we need to do it. Do I have volant, Navigraph open here? Or today? Yeah, at least. Okay, at the LS Yankee, no, LS Zulu. Okay, yeah, I get the problem. So, let's do it again. Remove this. Flight, change approach, ILS Zulu. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we have to consider that our plane is calculating at top of descent, going from Zanko to Bravo Bravo India and then back to Charlie. Okay, to the final basically. But we're not gonna do it. So we have to be a little bit aware. Okay, we are over. These are the typical mountains on the west of Madrid. Madrid is like there, for example. And here we should have Segovia. I think we're already over Segovia, right? Okay, not really. Still not really, but yeah, it's right there. It's a little bit ahead of us. Maybe it's... Nah, yeah, I guess it's that's Segovia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Segovia. So yeah, it's almost about to descend. Yeah, about time to descend. Okay. Couple of minutes. And we're gonna start descending. Also, the altitude of our destination is not that low as expected because we are at 2,500 and basically 2,600 feet of altitude. Okay. There we go. There we go. So yeah, as I was saying, we are really missing a lot of short operation plane, and also the Dash 8, another big miss. Dash 8 is missing. ATR still not working fine on 2024 after 2 years, almost 1 year and a half. I mean, I also discovered, I didn't know that there is the boom. You know that there is this brand that is developing a supersonic liner now, which is called the Boom. And yeah, we have the experimental model of that, which they use for testing, and it's produced by FlightFX, which is not a bad developer at all. I mean, Vision Jet is done from them, Honda Jet, those plane. It's very interesting to. I will probably try to study it in the future and using it once. Let's see. Yeah, interesting plane, by the way. Yeah, we have to set the ILS here, so this on, the secondary on as well. Course, we're gonna set it later. Decision altitude, decision height, sorry, it's 200 feet. And I don't remember at all where you set it. Oh, okay, it's... Oh, wow, radial altimeter. Okay, should be... No, I don't know where it is. I don't know if I can set it now. Nothing is really happening here. Ah, wow, the brightness of this is here. Okay, that's good to know. If you do night up, yeah, you do have this. I don't remember, honestly. I think it should appear here. We're gonna try later, I guess. Ah, wait. There we go. But normal, nothing happened. Ah, yeah, of course, because... Okay, that's fine. Decision altitude is also radial altimeter. Yeah, sure. It's the same thing. Decision altitude... Sorry, decision high, it's radial altimeter. Decision altitude is barometric altitude instead. So here we should use barometrical one, because it's not a precision ILS. It's not a category 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, since we don't have it, we are gonna use decision height, which is precisely 200 feet. Clear sky, so we're not gonna have any problem today, of course. Meter says that it's come okay. 8 knots of wind. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we are around 40 miles from the airport. I guess it's time to descend for us, definitely. Checklist immediately. We are a little late on the descent, actually. Descent checklist, pressurization, destination, altitude. Okay, let's wait for that. Okay, let's descend immediately. So let's go 15,000 feet for now. Engage. Vertical speed engaged. Immediately on the depressurization. Okay, we are already basically at our destination altitude, which is again 2,600. 2,600. We remind you that this is your cruise altitude. Internal circle, external circle is your cabin altitude, and your cabin altitude have to match your destination altitude, of course. Okay, descending. We definitely have to increase the rate of descent, of course. 2,000 feet per minute, minimum. Yeah, we're a little high. Again, this is due to the fact that top of descent is a little bit, yeah, based on our procedure, which is not direct to final now. Okay, 1022 on the radial altimeter. Let's go down like this for the moment. Right, we can switch off bleed from high to auto, because now the external temperature will start rising pretty fast. So yeah, and also we have to pay attention with the torque. Descent profile. Okay, this is fine. Anything on the engine setting? Not for now. Okay. So the only thing you have to be aware is not overshoot the torque limits, of course. So I'm gonna reduce power a little. No. Okay. Okay. As typically for those playing, when you start descending, your ground speed starts rising quite a lot. This is our position, this is our destination, of course. I remind you we're landing in Salamanca, Spain, pretty empty area. We are online on VATSIM, this is us, the only traffic, of course. But yeah, still having fun. So from Zanco, we're gonna go direct to final. Yeah, let's do it later. Let's do it later. And as I was mentioning before, that is Segovia. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really visible, but this is a city and that's Segovia if you're familiar with Spain. Just to give you a little bit of context. Okay, descent 11,000 feet. Alright. Temperature is doing fine. We're gonna maintain the bleed air on until landing. Until parking actually, because temperature is 20 degrees on destination. But again, in this plane is simulated the basically irradiation or radiation effect. You know, even if it's if you have glass and there is sun outside, even if outside temperature is 20 degrees, your internal temperature will be higher. We saw it on the departure airport. There were 22 degrees outside and 28 degrees on the cabin. I don't know what that is. Probably a small village. Can't be that. Yeah, probably a small village. Or something else, I don't know. Zooming. Can we? Not really. Let's wait. Okay. This is something. Oh. I'm checking 1 second. One thing. Okay. Let's go back here. Great. Yeah, we're almost 10,000 feet. We should be. Zoom in. Oh, speed. Reduce. Okay. Yeah, we can continue descent, of course. The interception altitude of the ILS is 5,000 or 4,500 actually. I think we can descend 5,000 pretty safely for the moment. Yeah. Let's monitor the speed because we are really on the edge still. So the airport is not that close. I mean, it's close to the city, but not that much. I don't think we're gonna be able to see Salamanca from the approach. We are also real time today. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make it easily. You know, also the TBM can slow down quite a lot if needed. Check something one moment. Okay. All right. There we go. About to get below 10,000 feet. We will have to do some checklist, of course. Landing lights will be on. And we're gonna set already local altimeter. We can set it now, actually. 1022. 1022. Okay, let's go direct to final immediately. Great. Okay. We are pretty fine on the vertical path. Let's sync the heading. We're gonna select radar vectoring and switch the CDI to VOR, of course, soon. Which I think you can do from here as well. I'm not sure. Final course also it's 208, like the Caravan. Right, pretty fieldy area. Landing lights on. Temperature, it's fine. +1 outside. Zoom in here. Great, everything looks great. Okay. 9,000 feet. I think we can also reduce. Okay, let me check. Well, let's go down 4,500 first of all. Yeah, we can reduce the vertical speed. 1,500 is fine. Okay. Let's maintain a proper speed for the moment. There is no need for us to slow down for now. We're doing pretty fine with the altitude. So approach speed, considering our weight, okay, should be around 80 knots. Yeah, 80 knots is fine. 80, 85. Okay, add this some power. Landing lights is on already. As you can see, we are pretty low because our destination is at 2,600 feet of altitude. What is doing here? It's generating kind of some... No, I don't think. It's just bad texture, probably. Yeah. Pretty low on ground generation today. Okay, let's go. 1000 feet per minute should be work. And also, I think I'm gonna switch to heading select. CDI. Final course 208. There we go, 208. We are at 244 on the heading. Yeah, we have a little high angle, but it's gonna work. Back to nav. So we arm the localizer. Localizer, it is armed. Zoom in. And we are about to level off. We are approaching very fast at the moment, but it's okay. Again, the TBM is one of those planes that can slow down extremely quickly, rapidly. So soon we're gonna reduce our torque quite a lot and disengage 850 mode as soon as we level off, let's see. Which is gonna happen in the next 30 seconds. So we're gonna start losing some speed. People on ground would see a crazy TBM going super fast at the moment. But it is what it is. Let's start to getting some configuration of landing here. Also, gear down view ready. Landing lights is already on. About to level off right now. Leveling off, reducing power. Alright. Below 100 on the torque, disengage 850 mode. Disengage back to 100. Ooh, slowly on the torque, and increase also RPM to the maximum. Great. Localizer is armed. Flaps stay up for now. 178 for flaps on takeoff and 120 for flaps to landing. For the rest we have to remember yaw damper. I will try. Usually I don't. I will try my best. Localizer is armed. Okay, let's go. Adding 238. Now localizer coming. Let's see if intercept should be. Yeah, great. Speed, approach, and slow down. Remind you 178 to drop flaps on takeoff and also gear. Reducing power. We clear to the left and reducing. Glide alive. Speed almost. Alright. And reducing. 180 now. Down. Speed check. Flaps takeoff. Great. Speed check. Gear down. Gear is done. Well, that was quite distant. Taxi light. Gear is down. 140 on the speed for now. Let's wait until 3 miles to drop to 120 and drop flaps on takeoff. Approach speed 1. Sorry, it's 80 knots. It's very slow. Yeah. We will not need reverse. Runway length is at least 2500. Yeah, it's super long for us. And reducing power now. are about to enter the super slow mode. 1 to 0 on the speed check, flaps, landing. Great. And slowing down. Look at that. We're going super slow now already. Alright, it's time to disengage autopilot. Autopilot off, yaw damper off. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty hard to maintain 80 knots because I think there is kind of a click spot on the throttle. It's fine, we're gonna approach a little faster. Continue. Yeah, we have some crosswind. Idle. Hold it. We are plenty of runway. Touchdown, better range. Alright. Look at that, just with better. I'm not even braking. I'm not even braking. Okay. Yeah, well, let's clear the next one to the right. Sorry, to the left. Out of better range, otherwise we're gonna stop. Flight director off. Wow, that was a nice one. Oh yeah. That was really a nice one. Is this right? Yeah. Okay, out of the runway. Okay. All right. Let's stop here 1 sec. Parking brake. Checklist. After landing, taxi light is already on. Landing lights can be off now. Strobe stays on. Oxygen off. Flaps is up. Wasn't up. Now is up. Transponder stays on. Inertial separator. Yeah, maybe it's required. It's super sandy usually here. Let's see if I can show you what I was saying before. No, we don't have any debris here, as you can see. But I'm gonna turn on the inertial separator anyway, so you can see it. As you can see, this is closing and this is opening. Wow. Very cool. Pitot and stall is already off. Let's go to park. As you can see, it's not easy to taxi at all, the TBM. But again, it's a MSFS problem, mainly, not really about the developer. You have to do in and out from beta range. If you're out of beta range, you're gonna taxi so fast. If you set to beta range, you're gonna brake. We're gonna stop, basically. So you have to trigger it, and then deactivate, trigger, deactivate continuously. Alright. Alright. Okay, great. Let's park, yeah, somewhere here. Taxi lights off. Yeah, maybe this is a taxiway, but whatever. Okay. Wow. Taxi light is off. Air conditioning. Off. Low and off. Transponder standby off. Trims autopilot. Avionics can be off now. We are in idle. Feather. And cut off. Inertial separator off. Fuse boost pump off. Fuel selector manual. Exterior light. Let's wait. We still have the propeller blade rolling there. Yeah, I did so many flights with this plane. Wow. Oh, I already went to Spain. Dusseldorf. What? That was my first flight, right? No? What that is? Ah, this was a test flight. Yeah. Okay. Off, off. Off, off. This can be off as well. Alright, welcome to Salamanca. There we go. Oh, battery. No, I switched the battery off. Yeah. So the city is in that direction. Of course, not visible from here, but yeah, that was very cool. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat it. I said it too many times now. Incredible plane. I mean, all Black Square products are just incredible. You can trust them if you want properly working general aviation. Really suggested. For the rest, if you like, subscribe. I wish you a nice evening, and see you next.